Welcome back to the deep dive. We're here again, digging into the research, bringing you the stuff that, well, really matters.
And today, we're hitting a big one. That whole quest in your 20s, your 30s, finding someone.
Yeah.
Finding real connection.
Exactly. But, what happens when that search, maybe it happens again and again, and it doesn't lead to love, it leads to something else. That quiet, awful feeling of betrayal, of doubting yourself.
Yeah, it's less a relationship problem and more a crisis of confidence, isn't it? You end up feeling confused, maybe completely overwhelmed, questioning your own judgment. And Angel Gabriel, in the book we're looking at today, argues the common thread is often not building that solid self-worth before you even step onto the, let's call it, battlefield of modern dating.
Right. And that book is The Unfolding Heart, Navigating Love, Betrayal, and Unstoppable Self-Worth. So our mission today isn't just a summary. We want to really analyze the path Gabriel lays out, how this book diagnoses those deep problems.
And crucially, how it promises a way to turn those past hurts, those wounds, into something powerful, like a source of real empowerment.
This deep dive is definitely for you if you feel like you know the buzzwords, attachment styles, red flags, but you're missing the actual how, the roadmap to get unstuck.
Yeah, if you feel trapped in the same cycles, maybe bumping up against the same kind of toxic patterns, or if you just struggle to trust your gut anymore, this analysis is going to be key. We're looking at why that happens.
And how this guide, this book, aims to shift you from feeling like a passive victim to being, well, an active architect of your own love life. Informed, aware.
Okay, so where do we start? The foundation.
Right. The book kicks off arguing that a lot of our vulnerability comes from what it calls the illusion of fairy tale love. The perfect Instagram couples, the whole soulmate idea.
And that phrase, love conquers all. Gabriel really singles that one out.
How so? It sounds romantic on the surface.
Well, yeah, it's presented that way. But the book points out how destructive it can be when it's used as, like, a justification. If you truly believe love has to conquer everything, then you start explaining away bad behavior. You overlook massive incompatibilities. You might even excuse control because, well, giving up feels like failing at finding the one.
It's like the ultimate permission slip for betraying yourself, isn't it? Ignoring what you know deep down.
Exactly. And to get past that, Gabriel insists you have to understand what the book calls the invisible forces shaping our relational blueprints. This is where it gets practical, fast.
Okay, so we're talking about our programming, the stuff we don't even see.
Pretty much. The book really spends time breaking down early attachment styles. Secure, anxious, preoccupied, dismissive avoidant, fearful avoidant. Now, you've probably heard these terms.
Sure, they're familiar.
But Gabriel uses them not just as labels, but as keys to unlock why certain dynamics keep playing out.
Yeah.
Why you feel drawn to certain people, even when it ends badly.
So it's not just knowing your style, but how it clicks or clashes with someone else's. Like if you're anxious, you might keep finding avoidant partners.
Precisely. And the book helps you see that magnetic pull isn't some magical chemistry. Often it's a pattern repeating itself. An unconscious pattern.
Oh.
And realizing that's the first real step towards building self-worth because it gives you back some agency. You stop asking, why me?
And start asking.
Okay, what's my pattern here? And how can I spot it before things go sideways? The book promises to show you how to recognize those red flags specific to your vulnerabilities before disaster strikes.
That idea of spotting it early, it connects to how we sometimes miss the slow burn of relational damage, right? Which brings us to chapter 2, what the book calls the silent sting of betrayal.
Yeah, this is crucial. Gabriel stresses that often betrayal isn't one big dramatic event. It's more like a slow poison. The book really details that quiet, insidious stuff, like gaslighting. We hear the term, but it's that constant dismissal of your feelings, being told you're too sensitive or that didn't happen again and again. It makes you question your own reality.
And the book apparently broadens that idea, too, beyond just emotional stuff.
Definitely. It talks about things like intellectual betrayal, maybe a partner subtly undermining your career goals, or financial betrayal, controlling money, sabotaging independence. It's this steady erosion of your self-trust.
Which leads right into the next big question the book tackles. Why do we stay in situations like that?
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Chapter 3. And this is where the book really validates how hard it is. It emphasizes staying isn't weakness. It's about being caught in these incredibly strong psychological, even biological webs.
Okay, let's break down those psychological anchors. The book mentions the sunk cost fallacy first.
Right. We get it with money. I've already put so much in, I can't pull out now. But Gabriel applies it emotionally. I've given 5 years, my best years. Walking away means it was all for nothing. That fear of wasted time can be paralyzing.
Paralyzing, yeah. And what else keeps people stuck?
Well, there's the huge one, the basic fear of loneliness. The book argues, pretty compellingly, that for many, the known misery feels safer than the unknown of being alone. Your identity gets tied to just being in a relationship, any relationship.
And then there's emotional dependency or codependency.
Yeah, exactly. Where your entire sense of self, your worth, feels like it depends on pleasing this other person, even if that person is the source of the pain. These things together, it's like a psychological cage.
It sounds incredibly tough to break free from.
And the book adds another layer, the neurobiology of attachment. It actually explains that trying to break a deep bond, it lights up the same parts of your brain as physical pain, like literally the brain regions that fire if you broke your arm.
Wow, so it feels like you're tearing off a limb. That's not just a metaphor.
According to the science presented, no. It's a real physiological experience. Detachment hurts physically.
Okay, so if your brain is literally screaming pain when you try to leave, how does the book suggest you actually do it? Knowing it's real doesn't stop the hurt.
No, it doesn't stop the hurt, but understanding why it hurts so much is part of the process the book lays out. It's not about magically erasing the pain, but about having the structure and the tools to navigate through it, knowing it won't last forever.
Tools and structure. Okay.
But before you even get to leaving, the book forces you to confront the deepest wound, self-betrayal. That moment you knew something was wrong, you felt it in your gut, your boundary was crossed, and you ignored it. That's the betrayal only you can heal.
Right. Which sets up the work in Chapter 4, rebuilding that foundation of self-worth. And the book stresses this isn't about getting praise from others, it's internal, an internal compass.
Absolutely. This is the core work. Forget external validation. It starts with tackling that inner critic head on. The book offers specific techniques like cognitive restructuring.
Which is more than just thinking positive, right?
Way more. It's described as a systematic method. You learn how to identify those automatic negative thoughts, those distorted patterns, and crucially, the book gives you the steps to actively reframe them. It's practical.
And it pairs that with self-compassion.
Yes, drawing on solid research like Kristen Neff's work, it teaches you step by step how to treat yourself with kindness, especially when you mess up or feel inadequate, like you'd treat a friend.
Which most of us are terrible at doing for ourselves.
Exactly. And this internal work, the reframing, the compassion, it fuels the external action, which is setting firm personal boundaries.
Not just suggestions, but firm boundaries.
The book frames it as a declaration of self-worth. It's not asking nicely, it's clearly communicating your non-negotiables. This is how you expect and deserve to be treated, period. The book shows you how to formulate and communicate them.
That strength leads into Chapter 5, the courage to choose. Breaking the cycle. This sounds like where the rubber meets the road.
It really is. And the book uses case studies Maya and Liam are mentioned to show what this actually looks like. It's not easy. No.
No, it shows the messiness. The initial loneliness after leaving, the guilt trips, maybe backlash from the ex-partner. It validates that struggle. But it also shows the payoff. Choosing yourself, choosing self-preservation over the toxic comfort zone.
And how that painful choice leads to deeper self-knowledge.
And eventually healthier connections down the line. But you don't do it alone. That's key.
Right, you need support.
The book emphasizes this. It talks about needing a support ecosystem, friends you trust, maybe a mentor, definitely professional help like therapy, and it apparently contains an exclusive disengagement roadmap.
A roadmap, so like concrete steps for actually leaving.
That's the promise.
Yeah.
A structured guide to manage the logistics and the emotional roller coaster of detaching. The how-to is in the book.
Okay, so you get through the hardest part. Then what? How do you make sure you don't fall back into old patterns?
That's Chapter 6, forging authentic connections. The idea is you don't just forget the pain, you transform it into wisdom, protective wisdom.
How does that work in practice? Well, the book equips you. It provides a tool, a specific red flag versus green flag assessment. So you learn to vet potential partners differently, less based on initial sparks, more on genuine compatibility and respect, using critical thinking, not just emotion.
Moving beyond just gut feelings, which might be based on old patterns anyway.
Exactly. And the goal? A new kind of love built on mutual respect, unwavering trust, and active support for each other's growth. Not merging into one person, but two whole people supporting each other.
How do you maintain that?
Through conscious communication. The book apparently teaches specific techniques, like using I statements effectively and how to handle conflict constructively. The goal isn't winning the argument, it's deepening understanding. Again, the specific methods are inside.
Which brings us near the end, Chapter 7, Sustaining Empowerment. Because it's not a one-and-done thing, is it?
Absolutely not. The book really hammers this home. Empowerment is dynamic. It needs ongoing work.
Like what kind of work?
Continuous self-reflection, for one, checking in with yourself, and dynamic boundary maintenance.
Yeah.
Your boundaries might need to shift as your life shifts. They aren't set in stone forever.
Okay.
And crucially, proactive trigger management. Knowing what situations or types of interactions might set off old insecurities or patterns, and having a plan, a literal plan, the book, helps you create for how to handle those moments before they derail you.
It sounds very intentional, proactive, not reactive.
That's the essence of it.
Yeah.
And underpinning all of this is what Gabriel calls radical self-care.
Which isn't just bubble baths, I'm guessing.
Definitely not. The book defines it as conscious, deliberate choices you make every day for your mind, your body, your spirit that reinforce the fact that your well-being is non-negotiable. It's treating yourself like your most valuable asset.
Yeah.
Because you are.
Wow. So putting it all together.
The promise of the unfolding heart is really a complete system, a journey mapped out from that place of confusion and feeling stuck in betrayal, through the hard work of rebuilding from the inside out, all the way to forging real, healthy connections, achieving that lasting, truly unstoppable self-worth.
And just to be crystal clear, if you want the actual step-by-step instructions, those self-assessment guides, the specific cognitive restructuring frameworks, that full disengagement roadmap we mentioned, all the practical tools to actually do this.
Yeah, those aren't in this discussion. They are exclusively inside the pages of The Unfolding Heart by Angel Gabriel. That's where the how lives.
It really is pitched as the structured guide to finally truly choosing yourself.
Once and for all.
So we'll leave you with this thought, something to really chew on. If that fear of being alone is the main thing keeping you chained to a cycle of pain, what amazing self-respecting life are you putting on hold right now by not picking up the guide designed to set you free?